I get approached by so many INFJs telling me that they're not being valued the way they should. So many INFJs know how much potential is in them and that there's so much more that they could give, that they could experience, and they just can't find a way to live it out, to see it being respected, being valued, and so they can really be of service in the way they want to. I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way. And the thousands of INFJs that I've helped over the last 10 years will tell you there is a way out. It really is all about understanding that we don't need to ask for permission. We're the ones who are here to set the tone. We're the ones who have to go out and really bring the value we know we can bring and let all the people who do not respect you, who are in your way, who don't appreciate you, sort themselves out. Let's talk about how to tap into that potential, how to bring it all out, how to speak your truth, find that outlet, and finally know that you're tapping into your potential and you're living out your INFJ Epic Life. Before we get started, I can now announce that the next INFJ Epic Life Bootcamp is launching October 26th. So make sure you're on that waiting list so you get access to the early bird price. You can also check out the free poster that the bootcamp is based on, and everything else you might want to know about the bootcamp you can find through the links in the description. Join the hundreds of INFJs who are creating the INFJ Epic Life together and on their terms. See you there. Let me ask you a question. Do you feel like you're not being valued? In a way of, I have so much to give. I really know what to do in certain situations. My point of view, my truth can add value to other people. I know that it can. But it seems like every single time I try to help somebody, it is not only not being respected and valued and appreciated, people are actually putting me down. They're getting triggered. They feel like I am not the one who should tell them what to do. And so I continuously feel like me being me is just something that bothers people. And so I feel like there's so much within me and it's just being wasted. Have you felt like this? I know I have. And the thousands of INFJs that I've worked with over the last 10 years, every single one of them has felt that to some extent. And the thing is this, it doesn't have to be your reality forever. I know it doesn't have to be because I not only have experienced it for myself, but as I said, I've seen it over and over within INFJs because the truth is, when you feel like you're not being valued, when you feel like you're not really tapping into your potential, you're really not. So every single one of us has the potential of, how much we can be in alignment with ourselves, how much we can add to the world, and how our unique perspective can make a difference in people's lives. And so there is no, okay, now this is a level of success that is okay or isn't, because it all comes down to you. I don't want to be Beyonce. I don't want to have what she has. I don't want to experience that kind of life. So I'm not envious of any kind of success that somebody else is experiencing that has absolutely nothing to do with me. But sometimes I get a glimpse of people that remind me of an energy that I want to embody. And I know that's where I should look into. There's something about them that inspires me, that is the catapult to me stepping into that next level in my evolution. So it's not so much about reaching a certain success from society's perspective, as in financial or relationships or anything like this. It's about you looking at your life from the outside and saying, now that's a cool life. Now that's somebody that I want to be. That's a movie I would want to watch. That's when you know you're tapping into your potential. And maybe the people around you wouldn't even care about it. Maybe for some, it might even feel like failure, but it wouldn't matter because you would know that now I'm tapping into my potential. As INFJs, the thing we have to learn once and for all is that we have to stop asking for permission. We're not going to look outside if somebody tells us if we're speaking the truth, if what we say matters, if it is something that is of value. We start speaking our truth. We start living it out. I'm all for finding an outlet where you can express your truth. Because if you don't share the way you see the world, if you don't share your perspective and you do that unapologetically, you're always going to have a pushback. You're always going to feel like you're not really being utilized. So often we go through life and we think, oh, that's a person who would benefit from my advice so much. And so we tune into their energy. We try to be a side character in their movie and we try to help them. And how has that really worked out for you? Every single time I've tried that in my life, it turned into a disaster. So the intention is good, but the outlet is wrong. Because every single time we have to dim our light, meaning we're not really speaking and living out our truth, we're never going to get the results we're looking for. It all has to start with us. Meaning, if you, for example, make yourself less interesting so your friend can feel better about themselves, you're not speaking your truth. Because your truth is, I am an interesting person. I do have something to say. I do have something to add to the equation. And that's what we're here to do. We're not supposed to be some guru and feel like if I'm not that guru, then why should anybody listen to me? Our perspective matters. Sharing our unique view on things matters. And so finding an outlet, meaning living out that outlet one way or another, is crucial to us tapping into our potential. If you feel like there's something you know, a way of seeing the world, a way of moving through the world that is beneficial, that people have no access to, then that's exactly what we should look into. The problem is that once we start expressing more of who we are, people are going to get triggered. People are going to have a reaction. And so what do most of us do? We actually back off. That's why we're so invested in people for whom we know we could actually change their lives. Because think about it. If we change that person's life, how could they not make space for us being ourselves? But here comes the twist. Nobody can make space for you. Nobody can give you freedom. You have to take it. You have to be so unapologetically you that it will repel people. It will push all people away who cannot stand in your truth. Because the truth is, they don't belong there. And there are going to be people who you actively love, who you respect, who you admire, that you have to lose in one way or another. Most of them will come back in some capacity, but it will be a completely new dynamic. Because once you take up space, once you show up as much of who you are as possible, you automatically are going to put people at arm's length. It makes sense, right? If you're really small, then people can take up your space and you can experience more of their energy. But if we really want to add value to the world and in a unique way that is us, then we have to be the ones who express as much as we possibly can with who we are, how we see the world, and how we go through the world unapologetically. Because guess what? You're not doing anything illegal. You're not doing anything immoral. If you go through the world feeling like you're amazing and you love life and you love who you are and what you bring to the world, you're not taking anything away from anybody. You're not forcing anything on anybody. Everybody has the choice to say, do I want to stay around that INFJ or do I not want to? That's everybody's choice. But what is our choice and our path forward is to continuously choose ourselves. And if you don't know what that looks like, ask yourself. I didn't know what it was. I just knew that something was missing. And so I encourage every one of you, find an outlet. Find a way to share what you know. Find a way to share who you are. And it doesn't have to be on a big platform. It's a daily choice. And you don't have to show up big every single day. Not at all. Be okay with things coming and going in waves. On some days, you will feel so much energy. Share that. On other days, you will want to take up space for you and just regenerate, come back to yourself, and then continue the journey. If you don't know what step to take the step that you know most likely will improve your life in comparison to the life you're living right now. You don't like your job? Well, get a better one. It doesn't have to be your dream job, just one that is a little bit better in some capacity than your current one. If you don't like your apartment, move, decorate, do something, because it's your energy that's going to decide what the next step is. We don't have to know the entire journey as long as we know what the next step is. What I figured out over the last 10 years is that if you focus on 5 main areas in your life as an INFJ, you will see the biggest transformations. And those are the 5 pillars to an INFJ epic life. Those are the basis of everything we do in bootcamp. And that's why hundreds of INFJs have not only joined, but continuously come back. So I'm really, really excited for so many new INFJs to join us. Everything you might want to know is in the links in the description. And if you want to watch another video now that is in alignment with today's topic, that tells you a little bit more of what steps to take, how to move into your personal truth and direction, then check out the videos you see on the screen right now. I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.